Welcome to the second session in the VERSO staff training series. This video will cover the check-in screen and the process you'll use to check materials in to shelve, to send in transit, and to put on reserve for your patrons. The check-in screen is likely one of the screens you'll spend the majority of your time on, so let's take a look at all the things you'll see. You can reach the check-in screen a few ways. Your staff user login may have a control key for it, or what VERSO calls a quick link. In most libraries, Control 2 is the check-in screen, but your experience may differ. Let's look at the menu for the Circulation tab. For some of you, the top of the Circulation tab will have only two main options: Patron Status and Checkout, and Check-in. Some of you may also have some Express options and a Renew Checkout options. I do not recommend that libraries use the Express options or the Renew Checkout option because they don't include full functionality, meaning that you'll likely be missing information or not interacting with other libraries' materials in the correct way. Instead, always use full check-in or full patron status and checkout for your patron interactions. If your library would like me to get rid of these Express options, please talk to your director or just let me know and I'm happy to do that. When you first navigate to the check-in screen, you'll see a simple barcode entry, a check-in date, and some counts and space below. I want to bring your attention to the check-in date. For those of you who empty a book drop and want to backdate check-ins to give patrons credit for returning them earlier, you can change this date so that everything you check in was checked in as of the last day that you were open. Just remember that the Remember Check-in Date box should be checked so that you can scan everything in the book drop. When you're done, change the check-in date back to today for the rest of your day. This is an especially important function for libraries which charge fines, since backdating check-ins can reduce or eliminate late fees for your patrons. There are several times when you'll use the check-in screen. First, obviously, is to check in returned materials, but you'll also use it to scan materials that were pulled to fill reserves, or to ensure that the material you have in hand, maybe that you found on a desk or somewhere else, has been checked in before you shelve it. When you're ready to check in materials, make sure that your cursor is blinking in the barcode entry space. If it isn't, your barcode reader might beep, but you won't be checking things in. The sound from your barcode reader is not related to your VERSO screen. It's a function of the scanner. It's also very important to watch the screen so that you can verify each item has scanned properly and completely. The basic information will populate the screen. If red text pops up, it's often an indication that there's something happening with that material. And if you're not sure what to do in a specific situation, ask your director or supervising staff. Let's take a look at an item that is already checked in, perhaps that you found laying around in your library and you weren't sure about. You would scan or type the barcode, and you'll see below the title, author, and call number and things are all here. As long as there's no pop-ups or anything else that would make you interact, you can throw that on your shelving cart or put it back on the shelf. If an item needs to be sent to another library, a pop-up will appear or a receipt will print depending on your library's settings. Take time to interact with these screens. Don't just click them off or close them without reading. Most of the mistakes I see come from staff rushing through those pop-ups or not watching the screen for prompts. Let's take a look at an item that was returned from a patron. In this example, it is a fake patron. But you'll see, because I don't have a receipt printer hooked up to this computer, a pop-up came up for me to print a transit slip. In this case, I would probably use a blue interlibrary routing slip and send this material to Cassville. And one more example. Let's take a look at this item. This item had been checked in another library and somehow made it to me, but it wasn't supposed to. So this red text says it's actually in transit to another library and gives me the option to print the receipt and send it on to where it belongs. Please look for other videos in this series where we'll take a look at more functions in VERSO and the best practices for SWLS libraries. Thank you for your time.